Hi everyone, my name is Jacqueline Walliser and I am the owner of and attorney at the Walliser Law Firm. Thank you so much for joining me today for today's video and a video series that I have been doing on legal planning tools to help you plan for your family and for your estate. So I have been doing these videos because I notice a common theme, and that is that in general, our public does not actually know about these things. And because they don't, a lot of families end up in big legal messes that actually could have been avoided. So my goal in doing these videos is to help people avoid these messes. Now, today's video, we're actually not going to be talking about a tool, but instead a process, and a process that I get asked about a lot. And that process is called probate. So we're going to talk about probate in a few videos because there's a lot to cover. And today we're going to answer just a couple of quick questions about probate. And the first is, what is probate? And the second is, why do we have probate? So, probate is the legal process that your assets have to go through when you pass away to get from your individual name to the name of your beneficiaries or heirs. So this is controlled by a state statute. Every state statute is different. It is also controlled by your local county rules. So do realize that the legal advice and the way I'm explaining this can vary drastically depending upon what state and county you're in. So what happens with probate is someone takes your will to the courthouse, or they open an estate in your name because that's the only way that your assets are going to get from point A to point B. And then there is a legal process that your things go through. There's ultimately some paperwork that has to be filled out and some stuff that a judge has to sign. And once the probate is complete, your assets will be from your individual name to your beneficiaries. So why do we have probate? So when you pass away, you have things in your individual name. And once you pass away, you are no longer here to sign over those things to someone else or to give them to someone else. So what our law says, instead of basically holding that asset hostage, we're going to provide a way for that asset to get out of the deceased individual's name and to the beneficiaries or heirs' name. But this is going to be a controlled, monitored process, which makes sense because otherwise everything would be up for grabs. So what this does, what probate does, and why we have it, is to ensure that your assets, when you pass away, can get from point A to point B in an orderly fashion. So, probate is ultimately a government-controlled process that your assets have to go through to get from your individual name to your heirs and your beneficiaries once you pass away. And that's really all we're going to discuss about probate today. You just need to understand the basics. In the next video, we're going to talk about the different kinds of probate and the pros and cons of going through probate. So do know that there are different types of probate. There is a probate amendment title and a small estate probate and other probates. And do know that there are also different ways to go about this. So I hope you learned a lot today and that you'll join me for the next video to learn more about probate and its pros and cons, and that you have a great day. Thank you for joining me.